Hi friends. I feel like this is how everyone starts their first YouTube video because it's this long drawn out explanation of how I've been wanting to do this forever and I've never started, and I just decided to rip off the band-aid today. And even if this video does not get posted, we're getting in the reps. My name is Rihanna. I'm an online fitness coach, entrepreneur. I don't know. I do whatever it takes, essentially. But my expertise in my realm is in fitness, and I'm very passionate about it, not only because it's changed my life, but because I know the capabilities that it has to change everyone's life if they let it, and I just want to be a facilitator of that. So that being said, I want to share my fitness journey and what that looks like over almost a decade at this point, because I think we just get these small, really bite-sized versions of everyone's fitness journey, and like we kind of just see the end or the middle of their progression. And yeah, we see these pictures of what the beginning looks like, and I'll show you my pictures wherever they'll be posted. But we don't get like a story, and I think it is a story, and I always view it as such. You know, as much as I don't really identify with who I was 10 years ago, 7 years ago, before I embarked on this whole fitness journey, it still is a huge part of me. And I think the discrepancy between who I was and who I am today is the reason why I am the person that I am today. So I guess we can just get into it. So I started, honestly, I was gonna go back to my childhood. We're not gonna go that far. My first introduction into any sort of actual training was in high school. I took women's weightlifting all 4 years. So I think I took it like 5 times total, but that was my foundation. Shout out Mr. Long, who to this day, I will give credit to teaching me all of my foundations in fitness, like an actual weightlifting, building my confidence in the gym. We did a lot of Olympic lifting, a lot of powerlifting, so deadlifts, squats. I still hate squats to this day. Hang cleans, power cleans, all the things. But right, so that set my foundation. It was in like a, facilitated kind of class where I was able to learn, and it was all women, so it made it more comfortable. I think that really set the foundation for my confidence to be able to step into a gym and say, I got this, which makes a difference. Fast forward to my freshman year in college. Whew, some say the freshman 15, I gained probably the freshman 25. I was eating pizza, Wendy's 4 for 4s, cookout religiously, eating at 2 a.m. all the time, going out, constantly drinking. I mean, from like Wednesday to Sunday, every week. I don't know how I did it. Not really moving my body, binge watching Netflix, taking a lot of naps, sometimes skipping my morning classes because I was tired, super fatigued all the time, just no energy, no motivation. And I remember actually reading my journal recently back in 2016. I was 18 at the time, and it was sad. She was sad. She had no self-confidence. She didn't feel good in her own skin, and it reflected from, the inside out. And so I remember still to this day, I'll post this picture of the very first before picture I ever took. I put on a sports bra and spandex, knowing that like this is going to be my before picture. That was my intention. And from there, she went for it. And I started going to the gym every day. I started off just doing cardio. I think I was just doing like 10 minutes on the treadmill, or sorry, not 10, 30 minutes on the treadmill every day with a sweatband on. It was like 10 p.m. and me and my roommate Faith would go, and then I would come home and like make a quesadilla and then go to bed. And that was my like intro to my fitness journey. Just 30 minutes of cardio on like an incline treadmill, and then make a quesadilla and go to bed. And to me, that was more than what I had been doing. And so it felt like progress. It felt good, right? I was just moving the needle a little bit, which is a lot of what I preach now, is just moving the needle a little bit each day. Let's fast forward a little bit. I started getting back into weightlifting, into training. I started actually going to a gym and lifting weights. And I don't really remember, I doubt it was super regimented. Like, I don't think I was following a split. Probably just doing legs here, total body here, upper body here, just whatever felt right at the moment. Still doing a ton of cardio. And so, you know, I was in this phase of I lost a lot of weight. And granted, I was still a child at the time. Like 20 is still young. My body looks a lot different from 20 than it does now at 25. But, you know, I lost the weight. So I was feeling really confident, really good about myself. And honestly, a lot of it too, I can attribute to my diet and nutrition. I cooked a lot. Like having access to a kitchen with my own food, my own groceries once I was in college, really gave me the ability to, you know, discover what nutrition is actually about and fueling my body. So that kind of started, you know, around 19-ish years old. Yeah, and then let's fast forward to, you know, 23, 24. I graduated with exercise science at 21. Let me back up a little bit. And that also really like was a great merriment into my love for fitness, and just being educated in that space really helped me grow and develop as an individual, and to the fact of like, oh, I want to help other people do this. So I wasn't a trainer off the bat. Actually, after school, I started my own meal prep company. I did that for a year and a half, Feed Your Soul, RIP. And that was great because my goal overall is to help people, right? Feel good, become more confident, make their lives easier. And so in that moment, that was my path to do so. I forbade her. She's gone. Sorry, Feed Your Soul, RIP. And kind of ventured into the fitness world of I want to be a coach, I want to be a trainer. I've been around gyms for a while, a bunch of different gyms. I love the culture. I love the environment. I love the livelihood of a gym. And so that's when I got into training. Worked at a few different facilities. I'm still training myself at this time. And along this way, I'm still kind of learning what works best for me, right? I've done keto. I did vegan for like 2 days. That doesn't really count. Keto, yeah, I looked shredded, but I had zero energy. Bags under my eyes were stupid crazy. I could not lift nearly as much as I wanted to. So aesthetically great. As far as actual longevity and sustainability, personally did not work for me. I've tried vegetarian, I've tried, intermittent fasting, Whole30, like paleo, you name it. And I've come to the resolution of balance. She's worked great for me. You know, I've also done macros where that was super, like it felt really strict, and I didn't give myself the freedom and the flexibility to actually waver, which is counterintuitive because macros are supposed to be like structured flexibility. It's like you have these parameters, and then you can do whatever you want as long as you stay within those parameters, essentially. That was not the case for me. I would spiral. I would binge eat if I made one mistake and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm off the rails. Like I might as well go all the way off the rails. It was kind of self-inflicted. Again, just kind of learned that wasn't the path for me. So now it's just balance. You know, I eat pizza, ice cream, cookies, brownies when I want to, but I mostly eat good things. Like 9 times out of 10, whatever I'm eating, it's something that I've made at home, which makes a big difference. Cook your food. Where was I going with that? And yeah, so it's just been a slow progression, and I just wish people saw the journey more and not just the end result, because as someone who's in the journey, this is still not my end result. This is just my current result, right? I've been in this for, like I said, almost a decade. I guess it is a decade. I started at 15. I started lifting at 15. My fitness journey per se has been 7 years, but it doesn't happen overnight, and it's not supposed to, because anything that comes that quickly is also going to leave that quickly. And so it takes reps, it takes consistency, it takes discipline, it takes learning. Like you have to prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can earn it, that you're putting in the work for these results. The weight does shed, you know, pretty quickly at first, because you go from kind of 0 to 100. And then after that, it is a slow trickle. Like my gains, or, you know, whatever I'm trying to achieve, happen in these really small kind of incremental ways now, which is a part of, you know, the journey. And the biggest part is just falling in love with yourself and your body and what it's capable of. And the point of movement is to not punish yourself. It's to embrace and encourage what your body is capable of doing, and to thank it. You know, it wakes up at 5 a.m. to work out for you every morning. Like that's a blessing. You know, you're able to cook real food and nourish your body. Like it's thanking you back for that, you know? So it really is just this give and take of what I'm capable of and being grateful for it, while also like pushing boundaries a little bit. And yeah, I think everyone deserves to feel this way, but it's an earned feeling. You know, if it were bottled and, you know, sold in pill form, I think it would be the hottest commodity in the world. But because it takes effort and because it takes actual physical output and mental output, a lot of it is mental, just telling yourself like, one, just like giving yourself grace, I think is a huge part of the mentality that people don't talk about. It's not just like getting yourself to the gym, like, oh, I gotta push through this workout, oh, I gotta get to the gym. It's like, but what about on the days that it doesn't happen? What does that inner dialogue look like? And I think that reflects a lot about who you are as a person. I know everyone's different. I dealt with my periods of like a lot of self-guilt and shame around not being consistent, and I've let go of that, because if this is a forever thing, I don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day for the rest of my life and eat salad and steak to be healthy or to be fit or to be happy. Like, it is a balance, and I think that looks different for everyone. But I think the most important thing, if there's one piece of advice I could give, is finding what balance means and looks like for you, and quieting the noise and kind of tuning into yourself and saying what works best for me, and just leaning into that. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm probably gonna try to do more. Yeah, thanks for listening. See you next time.